Good evening. We meet again on TV 47 Weekend Edition. Say. Thank you so much for always staying loyal to us. My name is Linda Alela, and tonight we want to speak to a lady who is now considered a proper politician besides the other things that she is actually doing. Coming from a marginalized community and, rising to ranks and, beating the odds, breaking the glass ceiling to be where it is that she is today. Incredible story that she'll be sharing, and just encouraging the women out there that indeed nothing is impossible. And we will be getting to that conversation. Honorable Wako Jelo Naomi is our guest tonight, the woman representative of Marsabit County. We just get to know what she is doing down there and of importance her plans moving forward now that she's gotten into that realm of politics. The other day declaring that she would be interested with a gubernatorial position. Will her people accord her that respect? Later on, we get to learn about all that. It's always good doing this with you. Allow us to take a look at the news of the day. Tonight, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has stated that the government will not enter into negotiations with doctors unless they halt the ongoing strike.
We as government will continue to find solutions, but we will not engage with them until they suspend the strike.
Mwaura says that some of the demands by the doctors are not sustainable. And as the investigation into the counterfeit fertilizer scandal unfolds, the government has said that a compensation scheme is being developed for farmers who unknowingly received the fake batch of subsidized fertilizer.
Let us do the assessment of those that are affected, because already NCPB knows the amount of fertilizer that they have actually distributed to whichever farmers that are affected.
However, the question remains, what will be the precise criteria for eligibility? Tonight, in our special feature, we bring you the H-Town Kids, a highly celebrated acting group that has consistently grabbed the attention of both national and international netizens.
Who is this guy?
Boda boda.
Why?
Boda boda.
Why between my interview you're passing around? I hate you!
Forward to watch that story by our very own Ruga. Now, TV 47 Weekend Edition begins right away. Our sign language interpreter on the other side is Rhoda Nyamai. And as always, the lines are open for you to speak to us. The hashtag is #say. And as the doctor's strike enters its 31st day, the government has maintained that it does not have the funds to pay the medical interns, even as doctors refrain from work despite various threats and orders that have been issued by the county governors. And however, KMPDU Coastal Branch has suspended its strike in Kilifi County, saying that the county has addressed their concerns, as Elizabeth Atieno now tells us.
Doctors are on the streets. Patients are in despair.
Just talk.
As the government maintains its hard stance. Kenya's health sector is in turmoil, to say the least. And now, the government, through its spokesman Isaac Mwaura, has maintained that the government cannot cater for the 206,000 monthly salary demanded by the medical interns.
There you are an intern at the Public Service Commission, under the Public Service Commission, you only pay 25,000. Lawyers who also 5-6 years to be in class, they are paid only 15,000 during pupillage. So you cannot say that then when you are paid 70,000, you're actually being paid 3 times more than the others who have also gone to school, who also got the same grades as you.
Mwaura further reminded doctors of their responsibility to serve the public, noting that their education and training were largely funded by public resources.
We as government will continue to find solutions, but we will not engage with them until they suspend the strike. It is the same public that educated you. Even for you who are sponsored, you're using public facilities.
Other leaders have also added their voice to the crisis, siding with the government and health CS Susan Akomicha, who has been under sharp scrutiny for failing to solve the month-long doctor strike.
CBA ilikuwa signed in 2017. It is not Susan CBA. But she's dealing with it, and we pray that it comes to pass.
Tukisema intern alipwe 1,200, jameni nyinyi mko na pesa ya kulipa interns 1,200? Sababu serikali haina pesa ingine.
There are elections of KMPDU. Some people in KMPDU want to be seen to be fighting for the rights of doctors. So they are putting the whole country to a ransom because of their selfish political ambitions.
The public health facilities remain non-operational. For instance, silence has dominated the Thika Level 5 hospital. As the doctor's parking lot is empty, the waiting bay is also deserted. Only nurses are spotted at the hospital premises, a clear indication that doctors in this facility have scoffed at Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi's threat to fire the striking doctors.
We are expecting from next week that they are going to issue show cause letters. Then thereafter, they will give dismissal letters. Then thereafter, they will have no other weapon but to wait until when we do a return to work formula, which will nullify all the other things that they have issued before.
The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, whose strike has entered its 13th day, has expressed its appreciation for dialogue calls from the clergy. However, the union says it will not go back to work until the government heeds to its members' demands. This as the Azimio la Umoja coalition has threatened to sue the government following the deaths of patients in various health facilities due to the strike. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
And the government says it will compensate farmers affected by the fake fertilizer scandal and tougher action taken against those involved in the saga. This comes amid calls by leaders affiliated to the opposition to have CS of Agriculture, that is Mithika Linturi, ousted, as Sheila Chelangat reports.
As the probe on the fake fertilizer continues, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura says that there is a compensation plan in the works for farmers who received the fake batch of subsidized fertilizer.
Let us do the assessment of those that are affected, because already NCPB knows the amount of fertilizer that they have actually distributed to whichever farmers that are affected. Certainly for government to make that decision of compensation is a bold step, honestly.
However, the how and when the compensation will be provided remains unknown. Leaders from the opposition, however, continue to point an accusing finger at Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi.
Ile kazi Mheshimiwa Ruto ameshinda kufanya ya kufuta Ruto, ya kufuta Linturi na ya kufuta Susan, tutasimama imara tuhakikishe ya kwamba tumewafutia bunge, wamerudi nyumbani, atafute mawaziri wengine ambao wanaweza saidia Wakenya.
Yesterday, the CS closed down the Kel Chemical Company in Thika that has been implicated in the scandal after an impromptu raid. As yet again today, tougher measures against those involved in the saga continues to be spelled out.
Hiyo kampuni na hawa watu lazima wapelekwe kotini na wafungwe. The subsidy program ya Mheshimiwa Rais is like what they did was economic sabotage.
The measures, however, seem not to be sufficient to leaders from the opposition who continue to demand for the removal of the Agriculture CS from office.
Nataka tusikie next week huyu jamaa anaitwa Linturi amekuwa impeached, aende nyumbani na mbolea yake fake.
Azimio tuko imara na tuko tayari kukosoa hawa watu wa Kenya kwanza. Mambo ya mbolea fake, hii mbolea fake hatutawachilia.
The government has since suspended the use of the substandard fertilizers. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
Equally a developing story that we'll be following up on to give you more updates. Now, Friday night, a multi-agency team comprising of detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, and officials from the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, apprehended 41 individuals for allegedly siphoning fuel. The 41 were arrested through an operation spearheaded by DCI Operation Support Unit, who got a tip-off from members of the public about the ongoing illegal petrol siphoning.
41 people were arrested Friday night by detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI for allegedly siphoning fuel at a place near a petrol station off Lungalunga Road in Nairobi County. The 41 were arrested through an operation spearheaded by the DCI Operation Support Unit, who got a tip-off from members of the public about the ongoing illegal petrol siphoning. According to DCI statement on social media platform X, 5 tankers were found at the site where over 17,020 liters of diesel, 6,110 liters of petrol, 4 generators, 30 drums, siphoning pipes and jerry cans were recovered and impounded, with DCI crime scene investigators and the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority officials documenting the scene. At the scene in the yard, detectives found 2 petroleum trailers, registration number KDC 633J 5690 and KDB 548X 6131, both loaded with the petroleum product but whose 3 compartments were without security seals. Detectives similarly impounded an Isuzu tanker registration number KAJ 450J and 2 Mitsubishi tankers registration number KAQ 518U and KFV 365M. At the location, the vehicles were loaded with petroleum that detectives believe was siphoned from the mentioned trailers. Nelson Mwereza, TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Nelson, for that. Now, Gomba Market traders in Nairobi County are currently experiencing worry due to the possibility of eviction. The fear is from the recent visit by the Nairobi County government officials who stormed into the market, beckoning the market for construction of a fire station wall. Now, the traders are urging the government for a public participation session to handle the matter.
Traders at Gomba Market are currently facing the grim prospect of losing their sole means of income. This unfortunate situation has arisen due to the intervention of Nairobi County government officials who entered the market premises and marked it for the construction of a fire station wall.
Sasa tunaambiwa soko eti wanatutoa waweke ukuta, sijui ukuta ni ya wanasema ni ya zimamoto. Tunashangaa kwa sababu kuna eneo ambalo limeshatengwa tayari kwa sababu ya hiyo zimamoto, na hiyo pande yetu tunaingiliwa, sijui tutaenda wapi. Tumekaa hapa ofisi yenye tunajua ni hii peke yake. Tukitoka hapa hatujui tutaenda wapi. Leo wametuambia kesho ndio mwisho, na hatujaambiwa siku nyingine ya kwamba tunatoka. Ni hivyo tu, wamekuja leo na wakapima wakasema ni mwisho na tutoke. Eti wanapiga mabati.
Despite the setback, the traders have expressed their support for the establishment of the fire station, as it is expected to mitigate the frequent fire-related damages that have plagued the area.
Tuna shida na mazima moto, kwa maana all along tumekuwa tukipitia maswaiba ya moto, lakini kuja kudhuru mpaka wafanyabiashara. Swali yangu kwao ni hii: ikiwa unaniletea mazima moto na mazima moto ni ya kuzima tukiunguliwa, na ilhali at the same time unanifurusha mimi ambaye unaniletea mazima moto unamletea izime nini?
In light of this situation, Gomba traders are now appealing to the county government of Nairobi for a public participation process to prevent their imminent eviction.
Jiuliza swali, sikaja tulimchagua akuje hapa na governor ndio tujue ile kitu inakura ingine hii soko, kwa maana sisi hatujui tutaenda wapi.
Public participation hatukatai, wanakaribishwa saa yoyote, waje wasikie maoni yetu na sisi tuwasikie, tukutane hapo katikati.
Anastasia Mkabi, TV47.
Police officers from Kisii Central, Kisii County have today early morning in the wee hours of 2 a.m. nabbed a car, that is a 14-seater, that was ferrying from some parcels suspected to be bang. The vehicle was impounded at Kisii Keroka Highway, carrying 14 fully filled 90 kg sacks with the brooms. Speaking at Kisii Central Police Station, the OCPD, Kazungu Charo, said that the bang is being held at the station. Nevertheless, Kazungu is appealing to the public, that is to appreciate the good work that the police is doing on curbing drug abuse and the fight against illicit brew, for it is not any easy task.
Very early in the morning, our officers, while on our routine patrols along Kisii Keroka Road, came across a motor vehicle which was being driven very suspiciously. The officers gave chase. And upon realizing that officers were on hot pursuit, it diverted on a feeder road, and eventually the driver lost control and landed into a ditch. Upon the arrival of the officers, it was established the vehicle is behind me here. A Toyota Hiace KCN 509Q had 14 sacks, as you can see, stashed with brooms suspected to be cannabis sativa or bangi. What I can tell the public, let us appreciate the good job of the officers. That's the first thing. The officers acted very, very professionally, and we appreciate them. At those wee hours of the night, and being vigilant is not easy, but here we are.
President William Ruto's UDA party faces an acid test in the forthcoming party polls, which will be used to gauge the ruling party's popularity amid regional demands from aspirants who are seeking to contest in the poll. The grassroots elections coming in the backdrop of an InfoTrack poll that shows 58% of Kenyans feel that the country is headed in the wrong direction and has seen the party's staunch allies defend the ruling party.
UDA's quest to organize itself into a formidable re-election vehicle for President William Ruto in 2027 kicked off in earnest this week when the party's National Elections Board began meeting aspirants across the regions ahead of the first phase of the elections on the 26th of April.
All systems are set to go and we are ready for the grassroots elections.
The party will be using the polls to test its popularity on the ground. In a week, an InfoTrack poll suggested 58% of Kenyans feel the country is headed in the wrong direction under party leader President William Ruto due to the high cost of living, which polled at 64%, unemployment at 38%, and poor governance at 27%.
Every policy Kenya Kwanza government has come has virtually gone to court and have been stopped. So how do you gauge us when you have stopped the levy, when you have stopped the finance bill, and you want us to tell us that you have not performed? How are we going to perform? And you have gone to court and stopped everything. We will not perform when you are stopping everything. Give us the opportunity to make sure that first those policies we came up are implemented so that you can gauge and say that we have failed.
Majority of us from the marginalized community, we are all hustlers. But we thank God that we have a government that supports that agenda of bottom-up agenda, and we are willing to spearhead as leaders from that county to register as much people as we can to the party.
UDA will also be using the polls to test its popularity in its Mount Kenya stronghold, where the government's taxation policy has sparked opposition. Azimio's political basis of Homa Bay and Busia counties, where UDA is challenging ODM dominance in the region, will also be a test for the party.
In the past, we have had ODM in our region, but I want to tell you that there is a serious paradigm shift and our people are joining UDA because, number one, they want to work with the government. Number two, they want to feel comfortable because in the past, there has been a lot of pressure of one party.
In Garissa and Isiolo, where the party has extended the registration deadline to Monday next week, the party is confronted with the dilemma of negotiated democracy ahead of the polls to avoid a fallout, with some aspirants rooting for consensus ahead of the elections as others oppose.
We want a conceptual change in northern Kenya that enough is enough. We are not doing negotiated democracy. I myself have never participated in negotiated democracy. I don't want to negotiate again, even in next elections.
Where there is always consensus, women are not represented, they are not elected, they are not picked. And where there is a consensus on that table, there is no woman who always spearhead or push forward agenda of women.
The party is also confronted with sibling rivalry dilemma, with aspirants opposing elected leaders from participating in the exercise, claiming they will have an upper hand. Apol Kamau, TV47.
Now, H-Town Kids, a well-renowned acting group, has continuously captured the attention of netizens nationally and internationally for recreating celebrity photos, mimicking high-profile leaders, movies, and even music. TV47 took a journey to visit the H-Town Kids that are living in Huruma neighborhood of Nairobi, and they recounted just how their journey began 4 years ago, as Ruga Eval details.
Wanasema nini? Huyu sasa wewe unapiga simu, unaona vile huyu mtu amenituka. Afadhali nilale bana. Niongee. Nipige story hapo na mama kidogo hapo. Nilale, niamke, niende kazi, dunia iendelee. Kama ni namna gani jamani?
H-Town Kids, who derive their name from their neighborhood Huruma, narrate that it has been quite a journey, a step-by-step one that they detail how it started some years ago.
Kurekodi muziki ni challenge kubwa kutokana na sisi ni watu tuna vitu vingi sana. Una nini?
Tutachana naye.
Who is this guy?
Boda boda.
Why?
Boda boda.
Why between my interview you're passing around? I hate you.
The group of around 10 kids, however, says that it hasn't been easy, especially with convincing their parents when it came to joining the crew.
At first, parents wangu wakuwa na approve ile sana, like wanaona kitu inakupoteza, like ufai kwenda hapo, mbona unaenda waste time, si ungekuwa unasoma nini, wako wanaona kama hiyo ni kitu important.
This opportunity hasn't just been a hub for acting and a source of income, but for them, it's been an important guide to shaping their morals in their lives.
Imenisaidia nisikuwe mwizi and see engage into drugs.
They continue to explain that they are on a growth trajectory, hinting that they still need more resources to enhance their performances.
Hizo costumes za kuact, nini tukuwe na room ya dances, ikuwe dance classes, na hizi facilities zingine kama kamera, adika bado tukuna still kamera, saa kamera ingine na malight za high quality.
So growth yetu bado in future tunafaa to expand, accommodate pia watu wame grow. Ka teens hivyo. Kukue sana H-Town Kids but still ikuwa bigger ina accommodate watu hata yani age yao iko juu.
Nonetheless, one of the best actors in this group, Etana Njeri, could not hide her joy when she realized that her journey in the entertainment industry had begun gaining momentum.
Kuna this advert nilifanyanga na Flako na Nanowiti. Ilikuanga about online. Hiyo mambo ya online tu. Like venye mimi nilifanya na watu wakubwa kama hao, like mimi nilifeel, man, I'm going where I'm supposed to.
Ruga Eval, TV47.
Well, it was, always a beautiful thing to see. We can only wish them nothing but the best. Now, the Muthangari Police Station block constructed by the Dagoretti North National Government Constituency Development Fund, that is NGCDF, has officially been handed over to the National Police Service by the area Member of Parliament, Beatrice Elachi. Speaking at the function, she urged the national government to adapt to that model of construction, saying it is of modern standard and efficient for operations of the police. The Principal Administrative Secretary for Internal Security, Njenga Miere, said that they look forward to the utilization of the facility to serve the community.
We are saying, how do we work together with the chaplain team to start rehabilitating young people? Because even if you take them to industrial area the way we normally, they come back when they are more hard. They have gained experience, they are so tough beyond when they went. So we are saying we want to have a different model of how we deal with these issues. Unless the young person is a very, very stubborn young person, then we will deal with him as a community. But we are saying we want to try and rehab them. And so it is a police station that I'm hoping will be a friendly police station. It has always been. We come here, we do parties together, we eat together. So I have never, we've worked together, I would say that, as a community.
We need
wananchi to own security, which has now been shown here in this police station. So we look forward now for the implementation and moving together in the utilization of this facility, including a very good hall that has been constructed there for the community, where they can come and interact with the police officers, have conversation about their security. I think this is what we need.
Sports News brought to you by Safaricom Chapa Dimba.
Now, the mighty Obunga FC from Kisumu County will square it out with Pask Langa, that is sports from Uasin Gishu County, in the Safaricom Chapa Dimba Season 4 finals. Set for tomorrow at the Mamboleo Stadium in Kisumu County, Obunga FC, rode on by their fans, who overflowed in the stadium, stormed into the final with a 2-0 win against Mombasa's Bandari Youth in an electrifying semi-final. In the other boys' semi-final, the Rift Valley Regional Champions Pask Langa Sports brought Ewali Boys FC campaign on to victory. Let's take a look at that.
Ilikuwa intense. Ewali ni regional champions kwa shule za sports za shule. So venye tuliwa approach ka winners. So that's why tukajituma. Na game pia ilikuwa ngumu kiplani, but vijana wangu walianza na high pressing, high shooting, na kila time tulikuwa nasema tu concentration na focus litafanya tushinde game, na venye walifanya hivyo tukaweza kushinda.
Game ya leo ilikuwa fiti, like tulikuja tukicharisha poa, tulijua tunakuja kucheza na timu poa. So tulikuwa tactically walikuwa poa, sisi pia tuko poa. Nataka kuwashukuru mafans sana juu tunawachezea, juu wanafurahia game yetu sana. Like game ya kesho, kitu mimi naweza sema game ya kesho ni a must to win. Juu hapa ni home, lazima tutubakie hao. Hakuna kitu kingine naweza sema.
Game leo was a bit tough because the opponent were tactically good. So imekuwa ngumu na sisi, but we have come tuliwashinda kwa hiyo because we have come the victory. That is, I say thank you to my fans because wametusaidia sana. That all of them wametusaidia because tukafika hapa. Wanatupusha yote because ni vijana wa mtaa. Wale pia ni wa mtaa, wanataka ushindi. Vijana pia wana cooperate, wanapatia ushindi.
And Kariobangi Sharks picked a point after securing a 1-1 draw against host Kakamega Homeboys in an entertaining Kenyan Premier League match at Bukhungu Stadium in Kakamega. Kariobangi Sharks opened the scores in the 24th minute with a Moses Shikanda spectacular overhead kick. And 4 minutes later, veteran left back Shafiq Batambuse equalized with a powerful free kick. In the second half, both teams created chances, but their attempts were futile. In the other league match that is played at Sudi Stadium in Bungoma, leaders Gor Mahia rallied from behind to beat home side Nzoia Sugar FC 3-1, courtesy of Musa Sharif, Bryson Wangai and Benson Omala goals.
Pata point moja, tumetoka sawia bao moja kwa moja. Ugenini sio mbaya. Ukiangalia pia mchezo mwenyewe si haukuwa mchezo ambao ulikuwa rahisi. Na understand Homeboys walikuwa wamekuja wakacheza na Gor Mahia wakapata pointi. Wana uzoefu saizi ya soa kwa ligi pia. So kwangu nafikiria hiyo point moja itajazilia mahali. Siwezi sema ati niko na wachezaji ambao nimeweka physicality kama kipaumbele. Labda mimi nategemea haswa zaidi nasema labda intelligence na fluidity yao katikati, ama nikisema labda nategemea haswa zaidi wanazafikiria kabla wagongo, wanazafikiria labda kabla jambo lifanyike.
So tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa hiyo point moja. Nadhani point moja ni muhimu pia katika timu. Tumecheza na timu ina upinzani mkubwa sana na game imekuwa very open. So katika open moja tunashukuru, lakini naweza kuwa na pingamizi kidogo, maana tupata nafasi nyingi lakini hatukuzitumia vizuri. Na imekuwa ndio yani ndio tatizo letu. Muda mwingi tunapata lot of chances na tutumika.
Sports News brought to you by Safaricom Chapa Dimba.
And as is the norm, it is time for Her Say. Done with the news and to that very important conversation. Remember the guest tonight, Honorable Wako Naomi Jilo, the woman representative of Marsabit County. Just how has she managed to get to the level that she is in, getting into the space of education, doing it just right, and now